Hey, Dorian, Gabriel, Richard, how are you? Hi, Ashley Shaw, who's watching. Hi, Nancy Mobran, thank you for sharing. Hi, Ducky. Hi, Sherry. You want to pay for a card for Ashley Shaw? That's fine. You can do that. My PayPal information is pinned there. I need to open PayPal too, so I can keep track of that. You guys, it's going to be crazy tonight. I have a feeling. I don't know. We'll see. I was trying to move the energy along. I need to turn on the fan. Oh shit, I need water. Give me 1 minute. I'm sorry, guys. That water guy just kind of came right at the wrong friggin' time. All right, give me 1 minute. All right, so something is telling me that I need 2 bottles of water tonight. So I think it's going to be a busy night. I'm hoping. I hope there's a lot of energy. Hey, Colleen Thompson. Ducky's my moderator here in the Facebook room. So if you're watching Ducky Simmons she's posting different information as to how to connect to my YouTube channel, to keep YouTube to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And this is running over there too. But I don't know. And for the YouTube people, all my information is in my About Me section. Let me see if I can post it. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. I hate running late. I hate it, hate it, hate it. But I think we are. Thank you for the donation, Sherry. I see the donation that just came through for Ashley. Give me 1 moment here. Let me just steal this information off of this. And I'm going to put it into the comments of the YouTube video. Is that going to work? Oh, it only lets you comment 200. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. It only lets you comment 200 words at a time. That is so stupid. All right, so my contact information is in the About Me page of YouTube. It's not going to let me comment like I want to, because YouTube doesn't allow you to do that. So for some reason, you can only comment up to 200 characters. And let me see. Give me 5 minutes, guys. Sorry. Well, only Karen. Hey, Karen, how are you? Let me see here. All right, here's my PayPal Me link, I think. I think that'll work. I think that PayPal Me link that I just put in there allows you to PayPal me from YouTube. If not, it's in the About Me page. I do have a couple of donations already. Ducky Angel donated for, what's her name, Tammy? So I've got to do a card pull for Tammy. And then Sherry donated for a card for, hey, Carrie. I'm glad you're watching. I'm glad I got a hold of you. Thank you for sharing. Hey, Wendy Becker. Hey, Barbara Stevens. Sherry, who did you pay for? Ashley Shaw. Okay, Ashley Shaw. And you guys, I need you to like and share this video out if you can, as best you can, from wherever you can. I'm not sure if you guys belong to any groups of any kind. Maybe I need to be liking and sharing this out right now. Let me see what I can do really quick. Well, I don't want to get too crazy, do I? Let me see here. Let me just share it to Lightworker live feeds and stuff, because I can share it from my personal page. Share, 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 share. Sometimes we might get some haters because some of these larger groups have weird people in them that want to fuck with people that have a spiritual nature. Don't be surprised if that happens. Don't let that bother you. It doesn't bother me. It's just people that are, I think that the problem is that they want to be around it because there's something true for them, but they're afraid of it because it actually requires them to be responsible, loving human beings that actually have to be kind and compassionate, not only to others, but to themselves. And that's the hard part. That's the kicker for them, is that they don't know how to be compassionate to themselves. So they can't be compassionate to others. All right. So I've gone and I've shared it out to like as many groups as I can. Hey, Rashonda Leverett, how are you? And at the end, somebody is going to win a free 3-card pull. And also I thought I would make it a little bit more fun too. Hey, Belen, I would make it a little bit more fun too, that if you guys donate and you don't want a card pull, I do have my trusty pendulum here. So what I was gonna say is for $5, you guys can have 3 yes/no questions on one subject, okay? So like, if it's like, does Jimmy really like me? Then we can go, does Jimmy really like me? And if we get a yes, we can say, does Jimmy like me? Has Jimmy liked me for a long time? And then we can swing it and see if we get a yes, or maybe if we get an no, or maybe we get a maybe. Or we can swing it and we can do it for 3 questions, 3 yes/no questions, because that will move very quickly. The other thing I'm missing is my glasses. My glasses, I'm so old. 1 minute, guys, I swear I'm gonna get centered here. Okay. Now, I'm back and I feel like my newscaster self. Okay, so the other thing I was going to say is, how did everybody's day go really quick? I wanted to check while you guys are liking, sharing, following, joining YouTube and joining the group. Please join my personal group too, Engelgeist, the group, because I'm posting now from there instead of from my personal page. So if you're not joined there, if you're following my personal page, like I used to tell you, then you're not going to be alerted to these videos, especially the morning videos. But this stagnation card has been haunting us, not haunting us, but it's been pushing us, let's say, to kind of address some stuff, to kind of look at some stuff. And I feel like today it showed back up again today. So that's what prompted me to want to do this pop-up and have some fun and kind of get the energy going, get everything moving, and kind of not give in to that. And the other thing that I said today, excuse me, a sip of water. So good. Was that it was going to be sort of an easy day, like things would just click together if we were easy on ourselves. And for me, that actually happened today. I got a bunch of different like little things done today, like things unexpectedly. Like I went to the bank to get money out, and then I ended up at a farmer's market getting these pickles that I really like that are fresh made by this guy. And weird enough, pickles are hard to come by in Mexico. And I had forgotten it was Saturday, and that came together. And then, you know, I ended up getting a little of my favorite brownie for later after this. And I came home. There was something else that sort of clicked together today without me even trying. And I was just moving really slow, really just kind of honoring. And I did have sadness come up around some stuff. I stopped, I looked at the ocean, and I, you know, let feelings come up. But it wasn't necessarily a bad day. You know, it was a good day. So I feel like my predictions were doing okay as far as how everything unfolded. I want to ask one other favor from the group. Hey, Michaela Seward, how are you? Oh, you paid for one for Ashley and one for you, Sherry? Perfect. So I'll put you on the list. Okay. So, can we just have like a moment of silence? Because I know that a friend of mine had to put their dog down today, and I know that Karen just went through this last week. And so I would just like to take a moment of silence for this person, because I know that she had probably a really hard day today. And I sent her a message just to let her know that she was in my thoughts. And so if we could just all just take one deep breath and a moment of silence for her, I'd greatly appreciate it. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's get to some readings and pendulum stuff. So is Tammy here with us? Because Tammy's on my list. Oh, Tammy. Karen Aldana says she sat on her ass till 3, then got a Big Mac and then $20 worth of candy to eat during this. Yes! Karen, you're my kind of chick. I love it. Tammy's here. All right, Tammy. Now, Tammy, I don't see the video camera on your thing, so you must not be on a phone that can go on video. You don't have to go on video. You're not expected to go on video, but I kind of love doing video because it moves the reading quicker. Can you go on video? Can I invite you? Let me see. No, I can't. It's not allowing me to. You want to? Are you on a cell phone? Hey, Angel. How are you? You have an iPhone, but are you on it? That's the thing. If you're not on it, I don't know. This is the music's all she's singing slow it right down, which goes along with that fucking stagnation card, but we're having a hard time figuring out if Tammy's gonna be able to get on video. So you don't have Facebook Live video on your thing? Why is it not letting me bring you in? Can you ask to come in? Normally there's a little video camera. Oh, it might be because this is from a business page. Oh, wow. Mexico and their fireworks. They sound like gunshots. It's really weird. Or it says, do you have your camera access disabled? I know I don't. So, but I don't see cameras on any of your guys' photos. And I know that the one new thing that I'm doing is I'm doing this from a group, shooting the live from a group. But I don't know if that's different than shooting it from my personal page. Let me just pull a card for you. All right, so Tammy, I'm going to say this. It's really strange. I feel like your energy fluctuates between like nervous, confused, and then very, very calm. Does that make any sense at all? And I'm not sure if it's the music that's bringing that out in me, because I was kind of checking that. I'm like, is it because the music is so mellow? But it doesn't seem... It feels really like sort of you get confused and nervous, not nervous, but like hyped up and worried. And then you go back to calm, steady. Okay, you're giving me a yes. So your card is the Four of Worlds, which Worlds deals with material wealth, like career, money, things of that nature, right? And this card is commencement, which it means like it's the beginning of something. I'm just going to share that with you guys. And this card also is a very masculine card. Part of the reason why I say that is if you look, there's these two planets here. There's, I think it's like both Jupiter, right? It's Jupiter, and then there's the second Jupiter, and then there's this leaf. It looks like a set of balls and a penis to me. But it feels like very masculine energy on this card. And it means like being assertive, being like almost having to need to like push your energy forward, be really almost not aggressive in nature, but maybe stubborn would be a good word. fixate like a dog on a bone on trying to get something to happen in your workspace, your money space, like working really hard at beginning something new. If you have an idea or some sort of thing that you've been kicking around, the idea of maybe getting a new job or trying to go for a raise or trying to start a new business or whatever it is, this is sort of like the beginning of that period. I'm not so sure if maybe some of that calm and then that confusion that I was feeling when I was shuffling the cards might be around this idea. If it is, like, say, an idea that you have for like a new business or a career jump or a career change, you're like, one minute you're really calm and aware and you're like, nope, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. I'm ready to move on. And that's the calmness. But then you second guess yourself and you get into that confusion and you're like, oh, wait. But this commencement card says to me that there's no turning back. You have started the journey forward, right? It's commenced, it's begun. And whether you move forward super fast or at whatever pace you choose to move forward, you are going to move forward. I feel like when I look at this card, it does feel successful. So it feels like it's going to require a lot of work on your part, but I didn't get a lot of resistance in the cards when I was shuffling them. Like, it felt like more like your nerves were more of the problem than the actual events happening around you. So basically what I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to keep it short because these are just single card short, $5 reads, and Ducky wants me to keep a timer, is that, girl, you've got this. Keep your eyes on the prize. Try not to worry too much. Grab the world by the balls. Grab those Jupiter balls that are on this card and make it happen. Do you know what I'm saying? Whatever your ideas are, whatever like you're tinkering with and maybe a little bit worried about doing, get it done. It's started. It's already begun. You've already had this thought in the back of your head for a while, and you've slowly been moving towards it and then backing off and then moving towards it. Go forward, full force, do it. Be stubborn, be like the ram, and kick some ass. And suck them, Angel says. Suck those big Jupiter balls. Okay, so I should let everybody know, anybody out there in YouTube and Facebook land, some of my friends here, they've got potty mouths, and I do too. I'm very much a potty mouth psychic, so I don't refrain, and we like to giggle. So you're welcome, Tammy. You're very, very welcome. Ashley, is Ashley here? Miss Ashley. And if anybody's interested, please like, share, follow, join the group, the Engelgeist group. I'm wondering if it's because I'm coming out from the Engelgeist group. That's why I can't bring people on video. I have a feeling that's the reason why. Ashley, you are here now. Ashley, did you want to do the pendulum, or do you want just me to pull one card? Because Sherry treated you to a card tonight. So if you want, you can do either. I can pull a card for you, and do a little reading of a one card, or I can do 3 yes/no questions with the pendulum. You let me know. Hello, Kathy Sarka. How are you? Welcome to the group. One card, please. Okay, Ashley, I'm going to assume that I have your permission. Give me one moment. Okay, so Ashley, you're with me? Here we go. I'm going to ask really quick. I felt like there's a lot of plans going on for you too. Where in the previous read, I got confusion and calmness, beauty, balance, and charm. Thank you for the $10 donation. In just one moment, I need to know who that is so that I know who those cards are for, and we'll get that set up. You'll be after Sherry, but just give me one moment to do this reading. Ashley, I got like a lot of planning in yours, like you're setting up for something. And I also want to ask, and this is kind of personal, and I hope this isn't overstepping boundaries, but something about pregnancy. Like the first time I shuffled, like I got this picture of you being pregnant, or I don't know either if you want a baby or if you're about to have a baby, because then on the second two shuffles, it was all about planning, planning, planning. Hey, Shatana. Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay, cool. So I'll put you on the list. Thank you for the donation, dear. So, are you with me, Ashley? Are you there? Like, is any of this making sense to you? Watch, Ashley's like 12 and she shouldn't even be pregnant at all. Are you, Ashley? A lot of plans, but no babies. Okay, good. Well, then we won't go with the babies. There's no possibility. If you call me a month from now and say you're pregnant, girl, don't blame me. All right. So I did get a lot of plannings, but it felt like maybe the plans and why I was thinking about pregnancy is maybe this is like your baby. Whatever this is that you're putting together, it's very special and close to you. The card that flips over is the Ace of Crystals. It's brilliant. I'll show this card to the YouTubers. I'm going to show it to you there. And it's like an explosion of ideas, okay? It's beautiful. Ashley says, I hope not. Well, I'm not trying to put pregnancy in there. What I'm saying is maybe this, whatever this you're working on, whatever you're planning is like your baby, like it's important to you, like it would be like a baby. If it's like, say it's like a new business or a new venture of some sort, something that's very important to you. But definitely I thought pregnancy, like right out of the gate. I don't know why. So anyways, we'll leave that alone though. But I think that this card where it ties in is that you did say you have a lot of plans going on. To me, it looks like whatever it is that you are planning, this is a very positive card. The fact that it's the Brilliance card, you're planning a trip, okay? I think that this goes beyond that. I think that there's other plans beyond this trip, but maybe right now the trip is what's taking up your mind space, okay? So let's just say it's this trip. I think you will have a very good time. This card is very positive. It's obviously the Brilliance card. It says to me that it's in your mind quite a bit, but I have a feeling that like this card also says that whatever you kind of think about and however you kind of think about, you have the ability to make things sort of happen, right? And I feel like this is bigger than that trip, whatever that trip is, unless that trip is for something really big. I'm not sure. Like, but I feel like your mind works. Sherry says I'm nailing it. Okay, great. Thank you, Sherry. It feels like how you think about things and where you think about things and how you put things together can be very, very brilliant and productive and explosive in a way. And so I have a feeling there's something else in here. Like, and I keep going, why do I keep going to this pregnancy thing? It's so weird. And I don't mean, I'm not trying to put a baby in your belly. Like, I swear, I promise. But it feels like there's some sort of idea that it needs to like sort of spring forth that is your thing. It's going to be big, it's going to be good, and it's going to be great. Maybe it is this trip. Maybe you've just been waiting for this trip for a really long time. But to me, when I think trip, I'm thinking, travel, fun. This feels maybe because my trip's a booty call. Oh. Be careful, girl, wear a condom. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is if your trip's a booty call and that's why it's exciting, good. And if you don't want no babies, the church bells are ringing the Mexican church bells are ringing as I'm saying this to you. So girl, just, do you. It's a good card. You're going to have a good trip. You're going to have a great time. And I think that you might be very excited about it. It's a crystals card. It's the mind. So the positivity is there. Enjoy yourself. Have a great time. If you come back pregnant, please let me know, just because I would be interested in knowing. But I don't, you don't have to come back pregnant. I'm not a future predictor. I'm not saying that, okay? But have a great trip and have fun. I got to keep these short, guys. I got to practice in keeping single card reads short. Hey, Pat, how are you? I saw your post today. I really loved it. I think it was you that posted about getting a few things done, making a pillow, having a glass of wine, doing this, having a glass of wine, doing this, having a glass of wine. I was thinking, oh my God, she's hammered by me. Thank you for the donation, Janet. Let me put you on the list. I've got a few people on the list right now. So now we're on to Sherry. Sherry, did you want, hi Matthew, welcome to the room. Sherry, did you want a card, or would you like 3 yes/no questions with the pendulum? You tell me. Doreen, Gabriel, Richard, you sent for a reading? Let me check my PayPal really quick. Sorry. Oh, PayPal logged you out. Oh, how nice. Card. Okay, Sherry, give me 1 minute. Oh, Doreen, I do see it there. Okay. So, Doreen, you're in front of Janet. I didn't see it on my screen. I'm sorry. Thank you for calling that out, because I would have missed that, and then I would have felt like an idiot. So thank you for that. So I've got, this is my, oh, and Sarah, you sent me money too. Sarah Petronovic. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I've got, sorry, you guys. Oh, those fucking fireworks. I'm going to do Sherry's card. I'm then going to do Sarah's card. Then I will do Shatana, Angel, Doreen, and then Janet. Okay? Sorry, guys. I was not paying attention, but it helps if you call it out. If you don't hear me call your name or say thank you for the donation, because it pops up on my screen on top of my thing. So on top of my phone. So I usually see it, but if I don't see it, I need your guys' help. All right, so let me get to Sherry's card. I gotta move quickly. Shit, bitch. Excuse my language. Oh, and by the way, the incense we're burning for this evening is the Karma incense in the light blue box, which to me, I have 2 different types of incense. One is Karma that's in a black box, and one is Karma that's in a really beautiful turquoise box. And the Karma that's in the beautiful blue turquoise box is like, to me, that's like the good karma, right? So we're burning good karma tonight. When I have issues or bad days or whatever, I burn from the black box because I want to burn off the bad karma. But today I feel like it's a good day to burn and have the good karma for us today, okay? Oh, Shatana, yours is for your sister. And also, okay, so I will do, when I get after Sherry and Sarah, I will do your sister and your cousin, because it was for a bigger amount of money. So give me 1 moment. Let me get a card out for Sherry. All right, Sherry, what I'm going to say for your card, because I know I pulled a card for you sort of recently, and there was some interesting stuff going on in that. The energy on the cards feels a little bit heavy to me, but you feel really grounded in the midst of all of that. Does that make any sense at all? So even though there might be heavy energy around you, you're kind of like protected or okay. It didn't feel like the resistance was necessarily at you. It was more around you. So it doesn't feel like, I mean, you might be sort of like feeling it a little bit, but it's not like full on affecting you or taking you over. Does that make sense? Are you with me on that? She says, yes, totally. Thank you. And, oh, Angel's over on YouTube watching me too. Thank you. I have 2 people watching me on YouTube. It's probably Ducky, Karen, and Angel. That's it. Anyways, I should probably just forget YouTube, but I feel like I like the YouTube platform. All right, so your card, Sherry, is the Emperor. And the minute that I flip this card over, I want to say, who is the male in your life that's giving you trouble right now? I feel like he's bossy, and I feel like he's stubborn, and I feel like uh, Shatana, no, don't worry about that on that question. I feel like he's being stubborn, he's being pushy, he's being a little short-sighted, and he's being a little bit bossy in your space. I don't feel like this has to do with you. I feel like this is somebody outside of you. I feel like this could be a son of yours, possibly. I feel like he is, he thinks it's like his way or the highway. And I think he loves you. Like the emperor is always represented as a caring, like individual who rules, but he's sort of detached in a way. Like he doesn't fully see everything, and he's kind of like, when I look at this card, I feel like he's sort of bossy, and he means it with love, but he's sort of being stubborn and hard-headed about it, and it's like he's definitely stuck in his pattern, trying to like sort of run his agenda over you or through you. What I liked about that was when I was in your shuffle, even though it felt heavy, like maybe a little bit depressing, or like this might be his energy, because that's kind of what I feel in this card, is like he's so fucking serious, like it's no fun. He's a smart guy though, he's capable, he's fully capable of doing shit and getting shit done, because he represents as the emperor, but he's stubborn, and he's kind of a little bit of, it's kind of a little bit of a prick. That's what I feel like, if he needs to be. He's firm more than bossy. Okay, well, fair enough. We'll give us that. But there's something he's not quite seeing. There's something that he wants that I think isn't in line with what you want. And I think that he needs to sort of back off or see that and sort of come to an understanding. Makes me sad. He is very serious. I think that there's hope in this card. I just think that he needs to kind of loosen up a little bit, would be the best thing. And I don't know. He's just so serious. Like, I don't. I think you need to sort of, maybe my suggestion would be this, just because I got to keep it short, is I would say step back and let him sort of be what he thinks he needs to be. If he needs to sort of tell you how to be or something like that, if he has an agenda for you, or he's running his energy through you, trying to tell you what you need to do for your betterment or whatever, pretend like you're listening to him. Pretend like you're doing what he's saying, even if you're actually not. You're like, I want a mama boy. He's not a mama's boy. But I do feel like he's trying to infringe upon like your sort of freedom, or your like what you know to be true. And so I think it's best, my suggestion is step back and let him find his way. He will. He's the emperor. He's smart, and like you say he's a very old soul. The emperor card is kind of like that, but he's also stubborn. Like I feel like he gets sort of stuck. And I feel like, if anything, there's a little bit of a, not at odds between the two of you, but like I don't know, like he wants something from you or for you that doesn't necessarily fit what you're wanting or needing. So you might have to play along just to keep him happy, because he's sort of so set in his ways. But protect yourself first, keep yourself happy first, and listen to your own information first. That would be my response. She said you got it. I disappointed him. You didn't disappoint him. See, that's the thing. It's like, it's this emperor-ness. Like, it's almost like it's that's disappointing him. It's not you. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with him and how he can't see beyond his agenda. Do you know what I'm saying? So don't take it on as your own. He's capable enough. Like, he's good enough. He's the emperor. He could see beyond this, or look at it from a different way, but it sort of can't yet. So there's hope there, but you need to just sort of let him find it on his own. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, I got to move on because I got quite a few people here. So Sarah Petronovic, are you still here with me? Sarah. Chitana, you're up on deck. Your sister and your cousin are going to be up on deck in a moment after I do Sarah's card. Sarah, if anybody, like I know I'm moving kind of quickly because these are 5-card single pulls and it's a little vague, but if anybody wants to message me directly and talk about their situation, you can certainly feel to do so if you need to. Or you can book a further, more in-depth reading with me, and all that information is pinned in the page to the post. Sarah's here. All right, great. So Sarah, let me do a card. Sarah, did you want a card, or did you want yes, no, three yes, no's with the pendulum? Do you have a preference? That pause. Karen, are you still eating that candy over there? Yeah, you want a card? Okay, perfect. Give me one moment. Please share out the video again, guys, to Lightworker live feeds, to any spiritual groups. Please share. Share it to Reddit, share it to Instagram, wherever you can share it. All right, so for Sarah, I feel like you're in the final push. Wait, what is Sherry saying? Perfect reading. Thank you for elaborating. Ashley's my daughter, by the way. I saw a new birth coming in the family this week. Thought it was my niece. Oh my God. Sherry, if she gets, stop it. If anything changes, Sherry, you message me, girl. I need to know. I just need to know, because sometimes, and I have predicted some crazy shit like that. And I'm not a doctor. I don't like doing pregnancy predictions. Never want to put that in anybody's space. But that was like the first thing that popped off when I started shuffling her cards. So I don't know. Back to Sarah's card really quick. Sarah, it feels like big plan, not big plans, but like whatever it is you're doing, you're in the final stages of it and you're in the final push and it's like beating you down. Does that make sense? It feels like when I was pushing the cards together, it was like I could feel the resistance, but it would like when they would finally come together, it was like this feeling like, oh my God, Ashley, I'm sorry. It would feel like you're just trying to get it's my normal PayPal. It should be attached in the information. So yes, that does make sense. Okay, so there's this final push. All right, so when I flip over your card, it's the 6 of Cups, which is sorrow. And this is an interesting card for me. Cups deals with the emotions. And the minute I flip it over, I feel like there's something that you're not fully yet like able to release emotionally. You've been holding on to it for a long time. I feel like it is around your family. It feels like it is like I almost feel like you're giving to a situation that's just no longer giving back. It's like a situation that's no longer it's almost like you're wasting your energy on it in some way, shape, or form. Does that make sense? It feels to me like there's like let me show you this card. When I look at this card, I see you as this vase, and this vase has a light in it, and all of these flowers are pouring forth from this vase. Like you've been giving to this situation for a long time, and it feels like you've been working with this situation, and it's not quite coming together. It's not like it's almost falling upon deaf ears. It feels like it could be familial. It could be like family members that you've probably been trying to make headway with for years, and it's not happening. It's not and that's where the sorrow kicks in, right? That's where the sadness kicks in, because it's almost like, to me, it feels like this is the end of it. Like, and you're becoming more and more aware of that. Hey, Carol, how are you? I'm glad you could join us. It feels like you're really becoming aware, because this jar here, this jar that's turned upside down and full of light and full of like these flowers that are pouring forth, it says to me that this jar is aware of its own beauty. It maybe hasn't been told its whole life about how beautiful and how strong and how capable it is and how giving it is, but it's become aware through all of this hardship that, wait a second, I have gifts here, I have strength here, I have capability here, I've been giving to a situation that has not been giving back to me, or has not been appreciating me in the way that I feel as though I deserve to be appreciated. And there's a sorrow there. But within that sorrow, I feel like there's a release that's going to happen. There's going to be a shift within that relationship, and there's going to be a letting go, and there's going to be a letting go of that sorrow too. So I don't see this as necessarily a bad card, but I do feel like this is that final push that I was getting in the shuffle, is that final oomph of like, okay, I can't give anymore. Like, it's sort of done. Like, I can't, it just doesn't, it's just not, you got to do you. You've got to take care of you. You've got to back up off the situation and let them fall if they need to fall, or let them break if they need to break, or let them learn their lessons the way they need to learn their lessons. That's going to be the best that you can do. And so I'm going to leave that there. I hope that makes sense and resonates for you. Again, if you guys want further in-depth readings on any of these cards or the subjects that we talk about, you're more than welcome to contact me about them. This is my business. This is what I want to do for a living. This is my dream. Every time you guys book readings with me, even the small donations for single cards help me realize that I can, maybe actually do this and help people in the process and make money at the same time. You know what I mean? It's not just all about the making of the money. Like, when I sit in prayer and in meditation, I really want to be of service to others in the world. Like, really, really bad. And so I want to make a difference, a positive impact in the world. And this is what I want to be doing. So you guys help me. Thank you, Carrie. I just saw that. I'm going to put Matthew on after Janet. Anyways, I don't want to get all like teary-eyed, but doing this work, it not only fulfills me, but it scares the shit out of me, because it is a dream. And sometimes our dreams can be not only the most exciting thing, but they can be sometimes the most scary, because what if we fail? And sometimes I can even be afraid of what if I succeed. So you guys helped me with that, and I appreciate all the support, especially from Ducky and Carol and Karen and Belen and all of you ladies that have been like hanging around me and keeping me going, because it's sometimes I my head tells me crazy shit too, like, you can't do it, you can't do it. So but doing this makes me feel like I can. All right. Shatana, now I'm at you. I know you had sent some money for your sister and for your cousin. So who is here and wants to go first? After that, after those two, I've got Angel up at bat, then Doreen, then Janet, then Matthew. No tears. You're doing it. No, Pat, my tears come from a place of, trust me, I'm a Pisces. I can cry at the drop of a hat. My tears are a good thing. Like, my tears cleanse my soul. Like, I don't see my tears as a bad thing. My tears notify me at a body level and on an emotional level that this is so important to me and so much what my heart wants that I can't do anything but cry about it. It's not even a sad thing. It's just like I think about the idea that, being able to do work that I'm impassioned about and that helps others and supports me and is abundant. Thank you, Belen. I just saw that. I'm going to put that. You're on up after Matthew. It just, my heart gets like, wah, and then the tears roll. Anyways, Shatana, you want to go first? They are not speaking up. Okay, so let's get a card. Do you want a card or do you want? Oh, Rashanda's here. Rashanda spoke up first. I'm going to give Rashanda her card first. Rashanda, do you want a pendulum or do you want a card? And then Shatana, I'll do you. Thank you. I love you too, Pat. Even though you sat around and drank wine all day and you didn't invite me. Rashanda, would you like a card or would you like 3 yes-no swings with the pendulum if you have 3 yes-no questions? But the pendulum, you have to be very specific with your questions. So, Shatana will take a card. All right, I'm going to do Shatana's card, and then we'll do Rashanda. She'll hopefully answer by then. Ooh, girl, Shatana. Your energy feels fast-moving and productive. Like, it feels like, are we moving and shaking in our world right now? Are we doing really good? I mean, I'm not saying that, like, there may not be some bullshit that we're dealing with, but we're really not letting it sit with us. Like, I felt like there's a little bit of resistance, but you're like, not today, and moving right through it. Does that make sense? Okay, Rashanda, I'll do your card next after Shatana. This card is for Shatana. What is that symbol? What is that emoji? Is that like a butterfly? Is that a yes? I hope that's a yes. Well, it felt good. Like, it felt like, yeah, you might be dealing with stuff at work or whatever, the normal stuff. But it felt like you're moving and you're moving at a quick pace. You're making it happen. It almost feels like promotion. Like, I got, thank you, donated for Sa, G, and myself. All right, Janet. Let me put Janet and Sa, G. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So, Shatana, let me see what your card is. Oh, girl. So your card is the Devil's Play. So it means to me, this card represents the devil in most decks. It's not a bad card. It's not, people freak out when they see the death card or the devil card. I don't see this as a bad card. I see this as a card of enjoyment. I see this as a card of, sometimes it can lead to enjoying things too much so that we get like sick, or we get, we have too much of a good thing and it becomes a bad thing. But this doesn't feel like that to me. With your energy and the way that the shuffle went, it feels to me like that it's time to enjoy yourself, like spring has sprung kind of thing. It's time to get out there, have fun, go have a drink, get out with friends. If you don't feel like you have any friends, go make some friends, some social interactions. I almost feel like there's, and don't like blow me up for blowing you up publicly, but there might be some nookie in this card. This card definitely has like a carnal aspect to it. Like, this is a good card for sexual interaction, like the sex would be good right about now during this time in your life, because your energy is sort of feeling kind of on fire or positive and powerful. You're LOLing me. Hey, Sheila. But it's got that feel. This is a time to celebrate. This card to me feels like whatever you're doing and however you're working, like even in that shuffle, it felt like, even if stuff gets a little bit like heavy or resistant, you're like, water off a duck's back. I'm not letting it bother me. And that's what this card feels like to me too, is it feels like enjoying yourself, moving on, keeping it moving, keeping it mute and keeping it cute and like keeping it moving. So I'm going to say that's your reading. Just the only thing I do want to say, the only warning I would want to say is if you are enjoying anything a little bit too much, just make sure you do it in moderation. That would be the thing. So if it's the nookie or the after work drinks or gossip or whatever is fun and like sort of a guilty pleasure, or if it's chocolate cake, try not to eat so much that your stomach gets upset, right? That would be the only thing. But to enjoy yourself, there is power and pleasure in this card, and you're able to have that and have access to that and enjoy that. But just be like, keep mind that sometimes too much of a good thing can become too much of a good thing. We don't want that to happen. Okay. All right. So now, Rashonda, you're still with me? And Rashanda's LOLing too. Why? Is there something that I don't know about? Do you two girls know about something? Is there some nookie happening over there in the Leverett family? I'm just kidding. All right. So Rashonda, here's your card. I'm going to assume that I have. Sheila says, "Give me that damn card." I'm going to assume that I have your. I'm going to assume that I have your permission, so give me one moment to do a card for you. Ideas that never fun, Okay, so for Rashonda, you feel like the more serious one to me. Like your energy, it feels strong and powerful, but it feels kind of serious and firm, if that makes any sense at all. It feels like not taking a whole lot of bullshit right now, if that makes any sense. It feels like how do I want to say it? Like you feel more serious, if that makes any sense at all. Can I get a yes on that, or is that possible? Does that make sense? Like, are you in a more serious place right now in your life where you're feeling kind of like there's not a lot of how do I want to say it? Like you're having to draw boundaries, you're having to be like put your foot down, you're having to like not take a whole lot of bullshit from people. Does that make sense? Rashonda, are you with me? Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. Your card is Sage of Crystals, and this is Knower. And the reason why this fits for me is crystals has to do with the Etronda. Are you the cousin? I think that's the other person I have to do a card for, Etronda. So you're up next, and then I've got a whole bunch of other people. So hold on, slow down on any donations, guys, because my brain might explode. So Rashonda, for your card, it's Knower. It's the Sage of Crystals. And what I want to say is crystals deals with the mind. And what I feel like with your shuffle and with this card is it feels like you have to stay strong in your beliefs right now. That there's a lot of people that are telling you a lot of stuff that maybe isn't necessarily right or correct for you. And it feels to me like this card is about trying to find your own sort of knowledge or your own sort of awareness around something. I also feel like there might be the possibility that there might be some misinformation coming from a male figure in your life, somebody that's maybe trying to control you. I don't want to say control you, because I don't think you can be controlled, because your energy felt too strong in the shuffle, but it feels sort of like maybe there's this sort of push-pull thing happening between you and this guy, where he might be doing something right at some times and then not so right at other times, and you're trying to have to like draw the line and be like, no, that's not okay, and have to know that and be in that. And it's definitely like causing you to think a lot about the situation and look at a lot about where your boundaries are, what you deserve, what you need, and how you need it. I'm not so sure that this guy is close to you, and what I mean by that is it could be like an ex, or that keeps coming around, or maybe he lives a little bit further away from you and he's bugging you, or still on your mind, but or you could be in a current relationship with him. He's just not feeling all that close or tight to you in the way that you think he should be. Does that make sense? Are you with me? And I feel like he is dangling stuff in front of you. Like 1 minute he'll be good, and then the next minute he'll be bad, and he'll do the wrong thing, and he'll upset you, and then you get all upset, and then you have to kind of stand firm. And does that make sense? Are you with me, Rashonda? She says, yes, sir. So I'm going to tell you, here's the deal with this card, because I got to keep these short because I got a lot of people to get through. With this card, it is knower. Know what you know. Trust what is in your mind and what you are thinking. Don't overthink it. Know that if he is like dangling, like I keep seeing this image of like him dangling like a carrot, or maybe like, say the carrot is like a wedding ring. Like, oh baby, one day we're going to get married. But then he goes and he does something stupid. And you're like, no, motherfucker, like, excuse my language. I don't mean this. I hope that doesn't offend you, but I swear like a trucker a little bit. But it's that kind of a thing where, and then you have to be sort of firm and strong in what you know. And you do know it. So stay clear in that and stay strong in that. And don't let him confuse you anymore, if that makes sense. Okay, if you want more insight in that, and if you want a relationship reading, I do relationship readings. I've done a ton of them for Shatana. She knows all about them. You can talk to her, and she can tell you how to get in contact with me. Now, hold on one second. Itronda, are you still here? Are you ready for your card? I got a lot of people to get through. Itronda, are you with me, dear? I just need to double check my PayPal and make sure that I haven't found anybody else in here that I'm not aware of. Sorry on the wait, guys. I'm trying to be fast about this, but I get stuck on the thing and then I get kind of... All right, so I have everybody up to... I got a donation from a Raven Craft too, so I'm not sure who that is. I'm going to just write that name down here, Raven Craft. That you're down at the bottom of the list, Raven. Not that you're not important to me, dear, but I'm working my way through the list. Okay, so you're welcome, Rashonda. I hope that works and makes sense to you. Itronda, you are here. Do you want a card, or did you want yes nos with the pendulum? Okay, Ray Chanel, that's you. All right, perfect. So I'm going to put your name there, Ray Chanel. Please like and share the video out, guys. It really, really helps. Join my YouTube channel. I do a daily energy card in the morning from the YouTube channel. I would really like it to, and join the group so that, because I broadcast it from the group on Facebook too. Okay, a card for Itronda. One moment. Okay, Itronda, like, oh girl. This is where I want to go with this. Please pay attention and let me know if we're right on this. I feel like there is a certain amount of emotional self that you are not dealing with, and you stay sort of busy to avoid it. And I don't know if it's actual depression or sadness, but it's that kind of an emotion. And I feel like because the cards were moving so quickly, by the time I got to the third, when I was looking at the energy and I was like, oh, it's sort of like this sadness or this depression, but she keeps herself super busy so that she doesn't like have to feel it or deal with it. The cards like stopped. Like when I went to go push them together, they all just sort of went like, Like the energy was like, oh fuck no. And then I was able to push them together. It's like it feels like sort of this sadness or this sort of emotionality that you sort of like try and avoid by staying real busy and getting things done and keeping like 2 steps ahead of it. Does that make sense to you at all? And if that's too personal, I hope that's not too personal to have brought up in a group setting like this, but it is a live video. So unfortunately, those things do come on. Those things do happen. I try and keep it as polite and vague as possible. Are you with me, Itronda? Because I need to know before I go into reading the card. Yes, and so that's a yes. Okay, thank you. All right, so the card here is the Ace of Wands, and it's illumination. And what I want to say about this is, girl, get ready. Something's about to spring forward for you. This card is like, if you look at it, I'm going to just share it with the YouTubers, and you look at it here, it is like this explosion of like awareness. It's this like sort of, how do I want to put this? The way that your shuffle felt to me, and the sort of like the busyness that you keep to keep yourself from like maybe dealing with something that you know is underneath the surface that you don't really want to touch or deal with. This card says to me that it is going to come forward. It's not going to like it's not going to let you avoid it forever. But I feel like this is a beneficial card. This is an ace. It's the Ace of Wands. It's a spiritual card. I can't see what that face is, Rashunda, but I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. This is a spiritual. Wands deals with the spirit, so this is like a healing of the spirit that's going to happen from this like sort of awareness, this illumination, this light being shined on whatever this is that you might be sort of avoiding or not dealing with and staying busy and kind of sidetracking yourself away from. When you start to face it, when you start to illuminate it, and when you start to look at it, and it gets in your way, it's going to make it so that you can't avoid it. It's going to be beneficial. It's going to change you. It's going to shift you. It's going to illuminate you. It's going to make you lighter. It's going to make you feel freer. Don't be afraid of it. Does that make sense? It will happen, and it will happen, and you'll be ready for it, and you're strong enough to deal with it. You're able to deal with it. I think that your mind maybe has told you that, oh no, I can't feel this. I don't want to feel this. I don't want to deal with that. It hurts too much. It feels too sad or whatever. This card says to me that it's going to kind of not whomp you upside the head, but like it's going to like jump in the middle of your road and make you face it. And that's a good thing, because it's going to offer you illumination, and it's going to open you up to seeing the bigger picture and feeling more spiritually whole. Does that make sense? I hope that resonates. I have to be quick because I am moving. I have a lot of people. Are you with me, Atronda? Does that make sense? This is a good card. It just means like it's telling me basically whatever it is that you've been putting to the side and avoiding emotionally, you're gonna have to face it, because you spiritually it's gonna need to be addressed, and it will be addressed, and you'll be fine. And that's a yes. Okay. I hope that helps. I hope that that gives you some insight. Thank you, Angel, for putting that information out there on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel. I am doing $5 card pulls or 3 yes to no questions with the pendulum. I do have quite a list going right now, so anybody that's planning on donating, you may want to refrain for now. I am going to give away a 3-card reading really quick at the end. I got to get through these people, though. Angel, you're up next. So, Angel, are you ready? Do you want a card, or do you want... or do you want 3 yes no questions with the pendulum? Thank you for sharing, Janet. Card. Okay, card for Angel. Here we go. Okay, Angel, it's funny. With your card, first thing I got was this real weird calmness and a centeredness. I'm not sure how you're feeling right lately or today, maybe, but I got very calm and very centered. And then all of my attention went to my gut, to my stomach. I'm not sure. Sometimes this happens when I get like my attention goes to certain people's bodies, like certain areas of my body. So I don't know if something is going on with your stomach or your gut, but or there's a lot of focus there, but that's where the energy took me. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry guys. Sorry. I heard a car alarm going off and I thought it was my car, so I had to go down and run down through flights of stairs to check. So Angel, on Flo is on her way, regardless of how many times I tell her I don't want any. All right, well then I'll say that's maybe why my attention is down there on my gut, but it feels like all of my attention was there. Let me ask you about the calm and centeredness, though. Was that something that is actually, God, that car alarm, it sounds just like my car alarm. Anyways, do you feel calm and centered recently? Because I felt very like, the energy felt really mellow and good, nice. But then all of a sudden, all of my attention went to here, like to my stomach, like, ugh. Not bad, but anyways, your card is the Ace of Cups, is ecstasy. And just show you that. And actually, there's a big red flower. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be gross. She says, honestly, more calm than I have been. You pulled a card for me a bit ago and told me to knock off my crazy thoughts. I feel like maybe that's what's going on. It felt more calm and centered, but it's funny, there is a big red flower right here, and you did say Aunt Flo is coming, so I'm wondering if that might have something to do with it. But this is the ecstasy card. This is the Ace of Cups. This is about emotional enjoyment, really enjoying ourselves emotionally. It's about the coming of spring. It's about the rebirth. It's about just having a fresh perspective. So maybe that crazy thoughts card and telling you to change your thoughts and has led you to changing your thoughts. Maybe now you're in a place of a little bit more enjoyment, a little bit more ecstasy. And to me, there's a transformation that happens with this card. It being an ace card, it's got a good amount of energy to it. It's really a coming forth of like a new you sort of thing. It's like like flowers blooming in the spring. It's like the idea of almost a new perception of who you are to yourself, and holding that in such a way that it feels very pleasurable and ecstatic and beautiful. Seeing your beauty, understanding your value, and owning it, even when Aunt Flo is at the house and banging at the door. Just own that you're a beautiful, bright, red, bleeding flower. And it's okay. I don't know, was that kind of gross? I'm sorry. There's a lot of ladies in the room, but okay. Michelle says a fresh perspective and a fresh uterus. Oh my God, you women are nuts. All right, so that was angels. Doreen, are you still with me? Doreen, you're up next. Janet, you're up at bat after Doreen. Doreen, yes, you're now. Doreen Gabriel Richard, yes, you are now. Doreen, I'm sorry, you guys. Thank you for hanging on. I didn't realize that so many of you were going to subscribe, line up. So Doreen, did you want a card or do you want a, you want a card, Doreen? Is that a yes to the card, or did you want a 3 yes no's with the pendulum? Just say either card or pendulum, please. Card. Okay, perfect. Give me one moment. And then after that, Janet's up next. Ooh, okay. All right, so there's a lot of resistance in your shuffle, Doreen. It feels like you're fighting against a lot of stuff right now. And I also kind of got a distinct sense of sort of, I don't know if it's flat out anger, but it's sort of like frustration, definitely. It feels like shit doesn't feel like it's working for you right now, very much. Is that correct? Or does it feel like you're fighting against a lot of stuff? Yes, okay, thank you. So let's see what your card is. Okay, so your card comes up. This card came up earlier tonight. It's the Ace of Crystals again, brilliance. But this is the thing. The difference here in this is what I feel like is what's going on here is what I felt in your cards is that you have to fight for everything. And this is about the crystals being about the mind. This is to remind you that like how you're viewing things and how you're looking at things. I almost want to say that this card is telling me that you need to like shift your perspective. You need to stop looking at how things are not working and how they're getting in your way and start reminding yourself, like look at things with a more brilliant perspective, with a more positive outlook, that they'll come together. The hard work and everything that you're coming up against right now and everything that you're facing and pushing together and all that resistance you're dealing with just shows exactly how strong and capable you are. But on some level, because you're focusing on, oh, what a pain in the ass this is, or oh my God, I can't believe I have to deal with this again, you're making more and more of that energy, which is making you have to be stronger and stronger and stronger and push against it harder and harder and harder. Where this card says you have the ability in your mind to just sort of break it all free and open it all up and look at it from a different perspective, a much more brilliant, more open-minded perspective that would be more powerful for you, more ease for you, more like less stress and less resistance. Does that make sense? Hey, Jennifer Kelly. So Doreen, does that make sense? Yes, it does. Okay, I'm going to leave that there because I've got a lot of cards that I have to get through. So just change your perspective. You have the power to turn whatever it is that you've been facing, the way that you're perceiving it and the way that you're holding it in your brain and the way that you're thinking about it is what's making it almost stronger and harder for you to deal with. Shift your perspective and start thinking in a more brilliant manner, in a more like creative manner. It's going to open up and things will get easier and better. And I promise you that. It's a very powerful card, and it does mean that things are going to pop wide open and things will become easier. The next person is Janet. Janet, are you with me? Janet? Yes, here. All right, you want a card, Janet? I think it's Janet Moon, I guess. Janet is the one that paid me, correct? A card. Okay, give me one moment. And hold on, wait 1 second. Matthew, you're up next. Okay? And after Matthew's Belen. Hold on 1 second. All right, Janet, I'm going to say this. I feel like your energy feels scattered to me, like thrown off of its center. I feel like you're at odds with somebody, and I feel like it's male. I'm not exactly sure why I feel that, but it feels like they've got an agenda and you've got an agenda, and you guys are pushing against one another. Does that make sense? It feels to me like you're not able to get what, like they're almost pulling the rug out from under you or trying to keep you off balance. The funny thing is when I was reading, like when I was shuffling the cards, I wasn't sure if like there was like a divorce going on or something. Like it almost felt like that kind of energy where, like, you know, in a divorce, the husband wants one thing, the wife wants the other, and they're sort of fighting over it, right? And so it oh no, not my twin. My twin flame, my ex-husband. Maybe it's your ex-husband, because it feels like that kind of a fight or a push, and they like kind of are throwing you off of balance in a way. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing, but they're sort of making your energy feel thin and scattered and a little bit all over the place. Hey guys, just a reminder, like, share, subscribe, follow, post these videos wherever you see fit. I would really appreciate it. But he took off and left to Hawaii. Okay, well, it feels kind of weird because your energy feels really scattered and like you're not centered at all. The card that you get is the Three of Crystals, Creativity. The interesting thing is when I pulled it out, it was inverted, and it feels like I'm going to use the inversion on this for a second. I don't normally necessarily always do, but it feels like right now the crystals deals with the mind, and it feels like your mind is heavy with a lot of stuff, and it's hard to see clearly the outcome of what it is that you want. There is an outcome there though, and I think that this card can be, right, if it's upside down, see how we have all of this crap going on up here? Like we have all of this floating around in our head, right? But when we go and we make it upright, we actually have a horizon here. We can see a solution. We can see beyond that through creative thinking. And similar to like that brilliance card that I was just talking about, this is about what we choose to focus on and how we choose to focus on it. And what we like give our attention to is what's going to sort of either weigh us down or free us. And I feel like there is an opportunity to become free of this situation, but you need to sort of really pay attention to your thought patterns right now and really think about how it is you're holding your thoughts in your mind around whatever it is you're dealing with, especially around this person, because I feel like this person is getting you, they're knocking you off your center. They're like specifically throwing you off of, they're scattering your energy, and it's not good for you. It's not helping you one bit in keeping clear on what you need to do. It's almost, that's what's flipping the card upside down. So whether it's your ex or it's your twin flame, if your twin flame is giving you trouble and or making you question and feel confused and all of this stuff, you need to find a way to sort of upright that card. Start looking at how you're thinking about the situation. Start thinking about the thoughts and where they lead and what feelings they create within you. Because if they're not feeling good, it's going to keep that card inverted, and you're not going to get to that horizon or that outcome that is clear and good and beneficial and what you really want. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. I think that's a sufficient read for that card. And if, like I said, if you want to book a further reading about your ex-husband or your twin flame or anything like that, I do those. My information is all pinned to the page. The next person up at bat is Matthew. Matthew, are you still here? Thank you, Janet. He's always trying me. Yeah, and it feels like it's no good because it's turning that card upside down. And the funny thing is I just went through the whole deck to make sure that the deck was all uprighted, and that one card was the only card that was upside down in the deck. So for that to come out like that shows me that he's really kind of pulled the rug out from under you. Don't let him do that. Fuck him. Excuse my language. Matthew, you're here. Matthew, do you want a card or did you want the pendulum? Matthew? You want a card? Okay, perfect. Give me one moment. Belen, you're up next, and then the next Janet is up. I'm not sure who the next Janet is. Is that Janet Moret Clifton, I think? All right, so I want to say hello to like sort of slow, sad kind of, sort of bogged down energy. Does that make sense, Matthew? Are you with me on that? Like I feel like you're feeling like you can't quite get ahead or something. It feels sort of slow to me. It feels sort of like, I wouldn't call it depressed, but like, and I wouldn't call it bored, but it feels like, like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Does that make sense? And so even though things are getting accomplished, it's almost like you can't even see the accomplishments that you're making because it sort of just feels like this general malaise of like, it's not quite working or something's not quite right, something's missing, something's like, there's just this piece. It's not, I don't feel like it's full out depression. I feel it's like, it's just this like sort of like lack of inspiration, maybe is a term for it. I'm not sure. So your card is the Woman of Cups. And when I flip this over, I feel like a couple things. I feel like you have some females around that you support you a lot. And I think that that's a really good thing for you. I think that you need these women, whoever they are. One of them might be Carrie. I know she bought you this reading, so I'm going to say that. But I feel like it could be Carrie. It could be another woman or like a sister. I'm not sure. But I also feel like this card has to do with, and some of this lack of inspiration has to do around a woman, or the sadness or the breakup of a woman. Does that make sense? Like this relationship or this, like there's this distance or this sadness, this missing, this longing that you haven't really quite sort of like terminated or gotten over yet. And so everything kind of just in your world looks sort of gray. And it sort of haunts you on some level, like underneath everything. So it's like you can't find joy in the things that that you should find joy in because you're too busy, not too busy, I shouldn't say that, but you're just sort of like longing or hurting, or it's this sort of like malaise that hasn't quite passed yet. Does that make sense? And I also feel like too when I look at this card that I feel like there's like some energetic thing that maybe she's not letting go yet either. Like it's not all you. It's not like you're clinging to her and just holding on to her too. There's some sort of like she pulls you in at times too. Like when you sort of get some space, maybe she might draw you back into. It's like this weird sort of uh, I'm not sure. Like it's almost like like I don't know if addiction is the right word, but it feels like that. Like you know what I mean? Like you're trying to quit something, and then like just when you think you've quit it for good, it's like oh no, come on, come back. Somewhat yes. Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave that there, and I'm going to tell you this. I mean, like when you say somewhat yes, is there a woman that you're still longing for? Can you tell me if that's a yes, please? Because if that is a yes, I would suggest moving on and letting that go out of your space and embracing the women that are around you that love you, that support you, and try and find joy and try and find what it is you need in your life to help you to reignite your passion. Belen, are you with me? I hope that helps, Matthew. Belen, I think you're over here on. Carrie says, that's so weird because Carrie says amazing as usual. And Matthew, when I say I hope it helps, you say no, but there's something, but I don't know what it is. So I'm not sure then, Matthew. If you want to book a deeper reading where we could go deeper, you certainly can. And I could maybe find out more from, a one card pull isn't going to answer all your questions, unfortunately. But I think that there's something there that you keep going back to that's bringing you sadness and keeping you stuck. So, Belen, you're here. All right. Carrie says, I'm going to book him this week with you. So, well, one of you over there is telling me the truth and one of you is lying. I'm just kidding. All right, Belen, you're up. Belen, you're up. And then after that, I think is Janet Moore at Clifton. I think. Janet, if you're here. And Saji. All right, so Belen, with your energy, I feel like you deal with a fair amount of resistance, and I feel like you get things done. Your energy feels very light to me and almost playful, fun, happy, upbeat, but it feels a little like clumsy, or not clumsy, but like scattered at times, I think, but it's sort of like cute in a way. Does that make sense? Like it's like it kind of gets a little bit, it's sort of light, and she says yes. Okay, thank you. The card that you get is the Six of Crystals, and it's confusion. To me, it feels like this is some of that scatteredness, this sort of like being unclear on what it is you really want in your life. I feel like the general gist of shuffling your cards, you feel like a positive, like happy person. This card to me feels like there's an area in your life that is not very isn't beneficial to you right now. It's causing you a fair amount of stress and causing you a fair amount of anger. And I feel like I want to say that it might be around a relationship, but I'm not 100% sure. So, but I feel like it could very well be around a relationship or the confusion that a relationship can bring you. One moment. Sorry, guys. I gotta just look at something here. Oh, come on, computer. Okay. Wait a second. Oh, that's Marlene Janet Munoz. It's Marlene. Sorry, guys. I'm just checking something. PayPal. No, I think Janet, it's not Janet Moore at Clifton. I think it's Marlene Janet. Did Janet Moore at Clifton, did I do one for Janet Moon by accident? I think I might have. I don't know. Anyways, it's Marlene Janet and Sa Ji. She paid for 2 readings. She's up next. But Belen, it's a past relationship, yes. And there's a breakup in this card, and it still causes you confusion, and there's sadness and there's resentment. And it's like you don't quite fully understand what went wrong. I would let that go, girl. Like, seriously. And the reason why I'm going to say that is because the lightness and the beauty with which I felt in your shuffle and the sweetness that you have about you that I can just tell by when I shuffle the cards for you, it's like you don't deserve to be caught in this, and you don't deserve. And if he couldn't appreciate that, or if he couldn't, like, if that couldn't like work out, it wasn't meant to be, and it's not worth racking your brain for answers to questions you can't really answer. Do you know what I mean? There's something better for you, more suited for you out there. So I would do you. Don't worry about the past. Don't rehash that relationship, and move forward. You have a beautiful, light, bright spirit that somebody else will appreciate and love as much as you love them back. All right, so wait, I'm confused. I did Janet Moon earlier. Janet Moon paid. Hold on, let me check my PayPal, guys, because I got confused because we got so many Janets in the room. I have a Marlene Janet Munoz who paid me for 2 readings, and I put down the name Janet. And hold on, sorry guys, let me just solve this right now. Okay, so Janet Moon got a reading by accident is what happened. It was supposed to be Janet Moore at Clifton that was supposed to get that reading. And so I'm sorry, Janet Moore at Clifton. I thought it was Janet Moon because that was who I was seeing as Janet in the room. So let me do Janet Moore at Clifton, and then I'm going to do Janet Marlene Munoz, okay? And her friend Sage, S-A-G-E, okay? And then after that is Ray Chanel. I have a Nancy Jennings. I have Angel for another reading. And then I have Tina Poznansky and a Jennifer Kelly. And then after that, let's stop for a moment because I'm going to need a break or whatever. I've still got to do the free reading, the free drawing for the free reading, and most of you have all paid. So I don't know. The Janet Moon might be the free reading winner. All right, so Janet, I'm sorry, Janet Moore Clifton. I'm so sorry. Let's do a card for you. That was totally my mistake. And y'all need to change your names. That's what it is. Okay. And Janet Moon, if you wanted to send over a donation for that reading, you're more than welcome to. All right, so Janet Moore at Clifton, your energy feels really good right now. It feels very clean, very crisp, moving quickly. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of resistance going on right now. It feels like things are moving at a steady clip, if that makes any sense. Like you might have a lot going on right now, When I flip your card, it's the Four of Crystals, which is a mind card, obviously. It feels like there's a lot on your mind. It is the logic card, so it feels, and when I look at it, there's these 4 points on it, which feels like to me you're trying to draw boundaries of some sort, trying to be logical about things and trying to keep things balanced. There might be a little bit of an aggressive nature to this card, like you might feel like you have to fight a little bit for what you need. But I think overall, everything is good, right? Like you can have, like when I look at this card, I feel like there's something telling you that you can't have everything that you want, and so you're trying to logically look at where what you can have and what you can't have, and then draw the lines in the sand and put the boundaries out. And like I feel like there has to be a sacrifice somewhere in here. I don't necessarily know that that's true, but I feel like your mind is playing tricks on you and telling you that you have to believe that. And the reason why I say that I don't think that's true is because of the way that the card shuffled. The card shuffled very quickly, swiftly, easy, crisp. The energy felt good. So for this card to feel sort of like sort of like logical, and I need boundaries and I need to decide, okay, what am I giving up, what am I keeping, what am I letting go, I think you might be overthinking things a little bit too much here. And so I think you might just want to relax a little bit and trust yourself and trust how things feel more so than how you're thinking about things, because this feels a little bit sharp. This feels like you might like kind of in all of your logicness, you might kind of I don't know, like give up something that you don't necessarily have to give up, or you might paint yourself into a corner by accident. Nothing major, but just why do it if you don't have to? Like I feel like your energy felt good, crisp, clean, like things were moving at a steady pace. Um, you can have it all if you really want it, but logically your brain is telling you no, I can't. I've gotta have this compartmentalized here and this compartmentalized there, and so I think that maybe if you let up on that a little bit, you might surprise yourself and actually have a little more freedom than you think. Okay, that's your reading. I'm sorry you had to wait for that. I'm sorry I got confused on all of that. Capricorn problems, totally. Totally. Capricorns, y'all are good with money though. I mean, damn. Marry a Capricorn if you want. Like Taurus, Capricorns are pretty good with money. All right. So Janet Marlene, are you here? Munoz, where are you? You're usually over on YouTube with me. Are you here? Uh-oh. Did she leave? I hope she didn't leave. Hello, hello, hello. Janet Marlene Munoz. Oh gosh, guys. Did she leave? She paid for 2 readings. Oh, Marlene Janet Munoz. You're up next. Are you here? Oh, that's you, Janet Moon. Okay, so then that's you. Janet Moon is Marlene Janet Munoz. Okay, you paid for 2 readings for you and Saji, correct? Sage. Oh, Sage Kuza. I'm sorry, I'm so confused tonight. Oh my God. Okay, all right, so Janet Moon's been done. I need a secretary. I will be taking applications once I'm rich and famous. Saji, you're here. Okay, so I got it for Sage. So, all right, Sage, do you want a card or would you like a 3 yes no questions with the pendulum? I don't see Sage on YouTube anymore. But Sage, are you on YouTube? She might be. Oh, get out of here, bugs. Hold on, I'm gonna shut this window so these bugs stop flying in here. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out. All right. So you're here. It's Sage on it's Saji on Facebook. Okay. So these fucking bugs are all coming in here. What's going on? Oh my god! It's the light. They're attracted to the light. Hold on. I gotta shut this window. Freaking Mexico, man. At least it's not that damn iguana climbing through the window. Okay. Wasn't very spiritual, but I killed it. So, all right. Sage, did you let the lizard in? You know what it is? I think it's fucking termites, actually, to be honest. They come out at night. They're gross here. So, Sage, do you want a card or did you want to do yes/no polls on the pendulum? And after Sage is Ray Chanel. Things are getting wonky. I know. So let's get this done because I've got quite a few more people to do. Sage, do you want a card, dear? Fucking bugs are flying all over the place. Hold on. Okay, that's one down. All right, so I think we're good. Oh, hold on 1 second. No wonder why you fuckers are coming in. Okay, so that should solve some of the bug problem. All right, card please. Okay, thank you, Sage. Okay, Sage, for you, I feel like there's a sadness going on. I'm not exactly sure why, but I feel a little bit of a sadness. You guys with the bees. I feel a little bit of a sadness and I feel a little bit of seriousness going on. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but that's what I'm picking up in the shuffle. When I flip over the card is the Woman of Worlds, which is Preserver. And I'm confused. Sage, are you there? Sage? Yes, it's true. Okay, thank you. So the card here is Preserver. It's the Woman of Worlds. And there's definitely a sadness to this card. There's this idea about protecting oneself emotionally. There's also this idea about sort of not necessarily feeling like we're making it ahead in the world, I think, about holding on to whatever it is that we have, like not too tightly, but holding on to whatever little bit that we can get, and keeping hold of it as best we can, right? Um, when I look at this, I feel like this is really about taking self-care and sitting with our sort of our emotions, I guess, and 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 where we fit in the world, and how we fit in the world, and how we see ourselves in our world, and how we care for ourselves in our world, and really kind of like taking notice of that and owning it, and not changing it, but like acknowledging it, right? And giving ourselves the time and the space to sort of heal. And that's what this card is about for me. It feels like that maybe this is a time of healing for you that needs to go on. And there might be some worries that are happening when it comes to like money or finances or things like that. But I would set those things aside and really kind of concentrate on you and yourself. Pay attention to like the foods you're eating, the thoughts that you're thinking, and really love on yourself right now, because this is an important period for you. The things that like are of the material aspect of this card, like the world stuff, I think will fall into place once the healing that you're doing sort of takes place. Does that make sense? Once the self-care starts to kick in, then the other stuff starts to like the vibration starts to raise and things start to get better. And the world stuff, the material stuff is gonna like sort of answer itself um, a little bit, better at that point. Okay. So I'm gonna leave it there for that reading. These fucking bugs, excuse my language, but they're like flying everywhere, like in front. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. I'm not feeling good enough. Some teachers are rough on me. I'm 18 and just learning through spirituality. Honey, it doesn't matter how old you are. You're fine. You're failing math and feeling down. You can do this. Take care of yourself first. And don't, teachers are teachers, and yeah, they may know how to teach us stuff, but don't let them like affect your self-esteem, right? You're a student. How do I want to put this? Like, yes, you're a student, but we're all students of life. Not everybody has all the answers, and we have to remember that. And sometimes some people can be 18 and be wiser than the oldest, 84-year-old in the room. So it doesn't necessarily, don't let your age limit you, and just hold yourself and take care of yourself and preserve. And some teachers, I have to say this too, some teachers are just angry, like they're dicks. Like they're maybe having a bad day, or they're pissy, or they, whatever. And then they don't realize that has an impact on their students. So, some of it may have nothing to do with you. Okay. And as far as failing math, I fucking hate math. I've never been good at math. So there you go. I'm not good at computers either, but I am going to be really good at bug killing by the time this is all done. I got that one. All right. I can't believe I'm telling you guys to share this video out as I'm killing bugs while doing readings. Okay. So I hope that helps, Sage. I hope that, yeah, LA is a total nother world. But don't let it get you too down. Like, don't let it get you too heavy. Like, you're out there, make it an adventure. It's how you hold it in your life. You will be fucking bugs. You'll be fine. I promise you, the woman of worlds, she's gonna work it out. She's gonna take care of herself. Ooh, there was one on my chest and I just killed it. Ew, gross. I thought it was chest hair and I was pulling on it with a bug. I'm so in Mexico in summer. All right, so I'm gonna move on to the next. I'm going to move on to the next person. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't mean to be such a dork. And that is Ray Chanel. Are you here? Ray Chanel. Where are you, my dear? And after Ray is Nancy Jennings. Ray, are you here? Yeah, sarcasm always helps. Sarcasm, don't take it too seriously. Seriously. Like, life is too short to get too serious. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Ray, and I will give you a card. Thank you for waiting through this whole bug killing nightmare. All right, give me one moment. All right, so Ray Chanel, for you, I feel like you're the chick that's nobody's boat, like nobody can rock your boat. Does that make any sense at all? Like, I feel like I would go so far as to say, like, do you meditate? Because your energy feels very peaceful, like very calm and very like you can't rock my boat is the best way to describe it. Does that make sense? This is even funnier, Winstone. I'm so glad. And now you got $20 worth of candy too, Karen. Ray, is that yes for me? Does that make sense? Are you like a very calm, even keel person and it's like it takes quite a bit to rock your boat? Just trying to get confirmation on that because you are new to me. So I see a yes there. So kind of, LOL. Okay. I feel like to me, I would swear your energy felt really calm. Like when I was shuffling the cards, it felt very calm to me, very even keel, not anything major going on, like nothing major. To me, it felt like your boat cannot be rocked. Again, we've got our friend, the Ace of Crystals, is back tonight. This is brilliance. The card is back tonight. So there seems to be a theme with this card. There's a lot of you guys in your mind, and there's this theme going on about how we're choosing to look at things. To me, this card says to me that, and also the calmness with which was going on in that spread is like, whatever it is you want or whatever it is you're trying to create, I think you really need to look at how you are thinking about it when you're creating it, because you have an opportunity here. There's a huge opportunity here for you. Like there's something that you're about to kick off or commence or bring forth. And to me, it's all in how you process it through your mind. The more calm you are, the more centered you are, the more powerful, the more successful it's going to be. Does that make sense? And so I really feel like if you don't meditate, I mean, you say kind of LOL, but I have a feeling that you actually are more calm than most people. I don't know why, but I feel like maybe you are your own worst critic or something. But this card says that like, if you don't meditate, you should start, only because the thoughts that you have and the ideas that you have could be really brilliant and bring you a lot of happiness and joy. So if you're saying that you're not really calm and not really centered on stuff, I'm surprised, because maybe you're not, because this feels like there is this explosion happening in this card, right? So maybe things feel a little bit all over the place right now because you're trying to put something together. But if you stop and center and get into that center of your mind and how you want it and the way you want it and all of that, you'll be good. You say, yes, I've been told it's my mind I need to listen to, LOL. And how you listen to it, like, to me, it says that, oh my God, these friggin' bugs. To me, it says that you've got some brilliance going on in there, and you can you can do a lot with it. All right, I'm going to move on to the next person. Nancy Jennings, are you here? These fucking termites are like going to town tonight. All right. Nancy Jennings. Awesome. All right. So Nancy Jennings, I feel like you are a no bullshit kind of woman. I kind of get the impression that, like, when I was shuffling the cards, it sort of felt like I don't know, like the energy felt a little bit masculine, or like you were a businesswoman in a way, like you're in charge of a lot of stuff, like you make a lot of decisions, like you're the one that is calling the shots. Does that make sense at all? Like it's almost like serious kind of, like, I don't know if I would call it it's sort of masculine. Like the energy feels like sort of like you're the boss, you're in charge, the you're making the decisions. Yes, I am. LOL. I don't know what the LOL is, but I'll leave it at that. So the card that you get, which it's funny because I'm talking about masculine and calling the shots, is the strength card, which is also a very masculine card. But to me, this feels like you're hiding in the background. When I look at this, I feel like you don't give yourself enough credit for the amount of strength that you actually do have. I feel like you spend a lot of time holding up other people, and sometimes you have ideas and things that you want to get done that you don't necessarily always bring forward so quickly or as easily as you do for others. I feel like you do have an idea, or there is something that you want to do that could sort of transform things for you, and you're excited about it, but you're a little bit maybe nervous or I don't know, trepidatious about it. Like it's almost like you know the idea will work. You know that it's a great idea. You know that it could be sort of like it could fly, so to speak, but you're kind of like waiting on when is going to be the perfect time, when it's going to fit right, when is it going to be, and you're sort of holding off and in the background, waiting for when that right time is about to happen. The other thing too I want to say that brings up in this card for me is there's a little bit of distrust with you. Like I feel like you don't necessarily trust everybody. Like I kind of feel like I'm not sure if in your situation you've always been sort of put in a place where you have to do everything yourself, but this card feels that way. And because of that, because you've led a life where you've been taught that, or you've thought that your whole life and lived that way, it's made you this strong person that you are. Yes, I'm torn in closing my biz to do something else, and I'm very confused. And it's your business, and you are a business lady. Like I knew it when I shuffled the friggin' cards. I'm like, this chick is in charge. The idea is there. Here's the thing. What I want to say to you about this is this card says to me, you're weighing your options right now. And this new idea, whatever you're thinking about possibly doing, don't give up on it yet. It's not a bad idea. There might even be an opportunity to do both things at once, or find the perfect timing of when to let go of one and start the other. It's not the end. You've got the strength to do it, and you've got the power, and you've got the knowledge. Like you're sort of like this lion that's hiding in the background back here. That's the thing. It's like you're watching and waiting for the perfect time. I don't think you're as confused as you think you are. I think what you're doing is you're probably more fearful about the new idea, maybe not flying as well as the business that you're used to, that you're kind of over. Does that make sense? So I'll leave that there. You have the strength to do whatever it is you want. If you want to book a further reading with me and watch me kill more bugs, you certainly can do so by messaging me, and I will. All right, I'm going to ask the archangels to come into this room and please debugify. You all archangels have wings. These bugs have wings. So you're like distant cousins of some sort. Please get them out of here. Like, I'm trying to work. So any guardian angels that, have some free time, come and sweep these little fuckers out of here. All right. Okay. So I'm going to leave that there. Angel, you gave me another donation. So did you want another card, Angel? Nancy, yeah, you can book a full reading with me. All the information is pinned to the page, and it shows how to get in touch with me or join the group too. That's a great way to get a hold of me. Follow the group, follow the business page, follow the group, join the group, and that's where I post these videos from. Angel's card is for you, Carol? Okay, so this is for Carol. And then Tina, you're up next, and then Jennifer Kelly, and then I'm going to give away the free reading. And actually, can I just do the free reading for the entire group? Is the group okay with that? Think about that for a minute, okay? Just because I feel like a lot of you have all paid, but I don't know. All right, so this is for Carol Abels. All right, give me one moment. Please like and share the video, guys, too. Okay, so Carol, I've pulled cards for you before, and I know that, like, I call you kind of mama bear energy from the first time that I did that full reading for you. And I felt like the last time I pulled the card for you, I was saying, remember, it didn't feel like you felt a little bit more angry to me or a little bit off. Like, it didn't feel like that mama bear, like, oh, I want to hug you kind of energy. This one, it feels like you're getting back to that warmer self. Does that make sense? It feels sweeter. It feels softer. It feels like productive. It doesn't feel like there's a ton of resistance, but it feels like you're getting a little bit back to being better. Does that make sense? Now, it's funny. The card that you get, it came out inverted, and it's the 5 of crystals, which is negativity. But it's inverted. And I am going to use the inversion here because I feel like there's something about this red and this blue here. It's like whatever anchor we were dealing with in the last card is here, and that's kind of at the bottom. And this blue is maybe some sadness or something that we might be dealing with or coming through right now that like we're sort of like letting go of. And that's why I feel like this isn't actually like necessarily a negative card. The fact that it's upside down says to me that maybe we've just come through a negative period and we're sort of letting that go. Does that make sense? And I think that there might be a feeling of some sadness. This is this blue here up at the top that I feel like is happening that is like helping you to sort of release some of this stuff and let it go and not be, get back to that sort of that warm, mama bear that you want to be or that I first read when I did that full reading for you. It is a crystals card, so the crystals deals with the mind. I feel like you might be thinking about it a little bit too much, and instead of thinking about it, feel it. And I know that the feelings, and especially in a card like negativity, the feelings are like sadness, anger, all of those ones that kind of drive us crazy. But sometimes we need to feel those things and not think about them so much, because if we think about them, we're going to perpetuate them. And this being inverted means that, like, some of this anger and stuff, it almost needs to, like, kind of be broken apart through tears and through, like, letting it go and letting it. Don't think about it. Don't hold it in your head and try hard to get over it. Think positive. I'm going to force myself. I'm going to push it and push it and push it, because you're just going to struggle against yourself and drive yourself crazy. I think the key to this is allowing some of this, like, sort of resentment or this anger to sort of break up and become blue and become tears and pour out and come forth. And then you release it. And then, with this card, it goes upright, but then it also just kind of goes away. And we don't have it anymore. And we can move on to bigger and better things. Does that make sense? I think they did, because I'm not. Sherry said angels took care of the bugs. I think they did, because unless they're like, I'm not being bothered by them anymore. So thank you, angels. Thank you for clearing them out. They're probably eating my furniture. Their termites are probably eating the wings on the chair. Who knows? Good night, Janet. Tina, are you still here? Tina, for your reading, are you still here? No, Jennifer, you're up next after Tina. I'm waiting for Tina, and then Jennifer, you're next, and then that's it. Tina Poznansky, are you here, please? Tina? All right, so Jennifer, are you ready for your card? Let's do your card, and maybe Tina will show up. Jennifer, are you ready for your card? I don't see Tina either. I feel bad. I don't know. Oh, okay, Tina, you are here. All right, so Tina, did you want a card? All right, so Tina is here, Jennifer. So give me 1 minute and let me do a card for Tina, and then I'll do yours, Jennifer. And then we'll be done for the night. And then I'll do, I can give away a 3-card reading, or I can just do a 3-card reading for the group of everybody that's here. So Tina, I'm just going to pull a card for you and assume I have your permission, because that's what everybody's been wanting. So Tina, with your shuffle, it didn't feel like there was like a lot of resistance, but what I did feel like is I feel like you feel like you can't get ahead, like you're struggling, even though it didn't feel like I felt any struggle in your shuffle. Are you with me, Tina? Tina, are you there, dear? Thank you, Janet. I'm honored to be with you, like-minded individuals also. Tina, are you there, dear? Because it feels like, it felt like in your shuffle, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of struggle, but to me, it feels like you feel like you can't get ahead, like that you have to. It's not that life is, I mean, you might think life is super hard, but it's not as hard as struggling is accurate. Okay, thank you. But I'm going to tell you this, it's the 10 of crystals. And again, guys, it's a mind card. It's about how we're perceiving things. This is the delusion card. And it says to me that like there's something that you're like sort of fooling yourself on. It's almost like you're creating a struggle that doesn't need to be there. It's like sort of putting your goals further away from you than you actually need to. There's some sort of like old information, old anger, old fears, old things that you were told that like aren't true, and you're buying into it with your mind and you're believing it, and then you're like sort of allowing it to kind of keep you in this place of struggle. And you don't necessarily have to be there. Your shuffle didn't feel heavy to me. Your shuffle didn't feel like um, there's a lot of like heavy resistance that you have to fight against. It's just sort of like, it just feels like the fight is really in your mind. Whoever told you you can't do it or told you like limited you in your beliefs, you need to let that go. Whoever hurt you in your past and created that, like there's this chunk of anger that you might have going on, you need to let that go, because it's just sort of holding you in place and it's keeping you from sort of like moving forward. Does that make sense? Hey, Christina, how are you? And so I think that it's really a matter of, again, a lot of these readings tonight have been about like how we hold our thoughts and where we choose to, you know, think from is sort of what we create. And I feel like with your card, that's what you're doing, is you're creating like this thought of I can't get ahead, everything's a constant struggle, and so therefore everything is a constant struggle, when in all actuality you could probably do a whole lot better if you stop thinking that way. You actually get more accomplished. It's almost like you kind of look only at what's not working and not at the things that you are getting accomplished. Does that make sense? Because I felt like your cards were coming together really well. So it's like you, whatever you do have going on that is positive, that is working, you're not giving. So you're unemployed and a struggling writer. Okay, great. I can't get too deep into this because this is a single card thing, but here's the thing. I bet you your writing is really good. But the thing is you're focusing on being unemployed and calling yourself a struggling writer. How about you say, I currently don't have a job, but I'm working on my art. Change how you're thinking about it. That's what I'm saying. That's the deluded thought. Like if you're standing there saying, I'm unemployed and I'm a struggling writer, well then what's that going to bring you? More unemployment and struggle. How about being like, how about looking at it from a different perspective of, I have free time in my life right now to pursue my writing, which I love, that I'm good at. And when you approach it from that way, how does the writing come out? Does the writing come out better? Does it come out easier? Does it come out faster? Does the next thing you know, you have a book written and it's being published and you don't need a fucking job and it doesn't matter that you were ever unemployed? Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I think is going on with you, my dear, is that like, it's really about how you look at it. And it's about some of the stuff in your past, some of the things that you've been told, some of the people that have hurt you, some of the situations that you've dealt with that you're still holding on to, that are still holding you back, that aren't allowing you to move forward because of how you're choosing to think about them and how you're choosing to hold them in your space. And you're labeling yourself with them and making that your reality. And when you make that your reality, you set your dream further away from yourself. And I only say that because I can do the same thing myself. I've done it myself. So sometimes I get on here and I shoot these videos and I talk about how this is my dream, this is what I want to do. And I publicly state that, even though it feels weird to me to do that and it makes me feel really vulnerable. But the truth is this is what I want to do. This is what I feel like is my calling. I want to be abundant and help others find their answers and be of service to other people, but also be able to support myself. And it's important that I say that out loud, even if it's to a bunch of strangers on Facebook or to myself. I need to live from that place to create that. If I can't do that, then it's not going to happen. So I'm going to leave that with you there, Tina. Jennifer Kelly. And if you want to book full reading, I know you're unemployed, but if you have $40 and want to book full reading, we can look at your energy a little bit deeper and understand why you do what you do. But it really is all about how you kind of hold yourself in your space. And the way that you're doing it right now is not to your best benefit. Let's just say that. Jennifer Kelly, my dear, you're my last one. Where are you? Where are you, Miss Jennifer? Did you go away again? Oh my God, it's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. And I still have to do the group read. Miss Jennifer. Thank you, Nancy. You guys, thank all of you. I mean, thank all of you, all of you, all of you. Actually, Christina, since you just came in, I will, well, we kind of decided we were going to do the group. We're going to do a 3-card group reading for the end, for the final free reading. Everybody's been paying, and so I'm trying to get the last paid reading, which was Jennifer, to step forward so that I can do her card, and then I'm going to do a 3-card reading for the whole group really quick. Jennifer wants pendulum. All right, Jennifer, give me a yes/no question, please. You get 3 yes/no questions. Give me the question quickly and clearly. The more concise, the better. So what's your first question, please? I know you're here, Jennifer. I see that. I need your question, please. Christina, if you want to send over 5 for a card, I can do a card for you. This is the lag, the question thing with the pendulum. The lag is so brutal. All right, will I travel with someone this year? All right, let's see that. Will Jennifer Kelly travel with someone this year? I'm getting a yes on that. What's your next question, Jennifer? The more specificity, the better. Your second question, Jennifer? Yes, you will travel with someone this year. But that someone could be anyone. And that travel could be anywhere. That could be to the store, girl. I know it's lag, I know. It's just I've been on for a while now. I'm starting to burn out, and I gotta do this group read. And I gotta go meditate. Shake all this energy off. Jennifer? Have I met the man for me? You mean like, okay, has Jennifer met the man for her? All right, it's swinging in a circle, Jennifer. So that means maybe. So that could mean that like you possibly have met him. But See, this is the thing with the pendulum. The more specific the question, the better. So if you say, have I met the man for me? Like, I would say a better question would be, have I already met the man I'm going to marry? Is Dave the man that is for me? You know, you want to be more specific because it's a yes no question. So we're getting a maybe. So the man for you could be multiple men, and you might have met multiple men. If it's a specific guy you have in mind, then you want to ask about that specific guy. So I'm going to give you one more question. I see that you're saying abroad, but do you want me to ask as abroad if you're going to travel with someone abroad? Formulate your last question for me, please. Like how you want me to ask it. So I want to make sure I ask it correctly. Brian. So is Brian the man? Is Brian like the man you should be with? Is that what you want to know? Is Brian the man that Jennifer Kelly should be with? Okay, I'm getting a yes on that. It's not a strong yes, though. So what I'm going to say is right now, Brian would be good for you. But I'm not going to say that he's the one, girl. Okay? Like if I got a swinging yes, like like then I would know, oh yeah, Brian's the one, girl. But like when hold on, let me just straighten this out. Yeah, I'm getting a yes. So I would say, like, if you want to date Brian and explore a relationship with Brian, it's totally possible and would be beneficial at this time. I'm not going to say that it's not like this strong swinging yes, like, oh my God, yeah, girl, get with him. He your twin flame. Oh, girl, hold on to him. Like, it's like if you want to date Brian, Brian's a good guy to date right now and see where it goes. You know? All right, will I travel with Brian? Okay, now this is the fourth question, Jennifer. So now you're pushing your luck. Hold on one second. And we're wondering about abroad, correct? Will Jennifer Kelly travel abroad with Brian? I'm actually getting a stronger yes on that than on the relationship. So I think you guys are going to travel abroad. And I think that there is a possibility that being with him might be a lot of fun. Actually, I'm getting a very strong yes now. So it's swinging more and more yes. So I think you will travel abroad with Brian. I think you can explore the idea of a relationship with him. Who knows? Sometimes when you travel with people, you learn a lot about them that you wouldn't otherwise know. By the end of the trip, maybe you might find that, like, yeah, he was a nice boyfriend, but he's not really the perfect one. I don't really believe in the perfect one, though, either. So, but I think that, like, those are your answers, my dear. Okay, so now let's do the group reading really quick. Does that work for everybody? Hey, it's 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 52 seconds. I just looked up. 222. All right. So let's do the group reading. Okay, so the way that I'm going to do this is I am going to, the first card for the group is sort of the foundation card. This is like the past, where we've been at, what we've been doing, what we've been working on. And then the second card is like the present. And the third card is the future, okay? As a group. You're welcome, Jennifer. You're very, very welcome. Anytime. And if you ever want a card reading, I do relationship readings that are really good, in depth on, like, if you want me to look at you and Brian's energy together through my cards, you can book that, and it's they're really insightful. All right, so the first card, this is our foundation card, or this is like our past, and this is the Sage of Cups. And Sage of Cups is like sort of, it deals with the cups energy, right? Which is the emotions. And when I look at this, it says like, and I think about us as a group, it's like we've been through a lot, right? This is a foundation card. It's like it's been a whole lot of ups and downs, and sort of like rebounding back from the pains and the trials of life, and finding the hope and finding the healing that we need throughout our life to sort of regenerate and reestablish ourselves, and maybe coming through struggles and losing everything and then regaining it back and slowly building it back. There's a strength in this card. There's a knowledge in this card. There's a life experience that comes with this card, because it's a Sage card, that says to me that we as a group or collectively, we have had experiences where we may have lost everything, and we've rebuilt, we've healed ourselves, we've brought ourselves to a place where we've recovered, and we still have that knowledge and that strength within us, right? So now our current card, or our now card, is the Eight of Worlds, which is change. And this one's an interesting card, because this card always signifies big upheaval, like, to me, I think. To me, it feels like, when I look at this from a group perspective, it feels like we're really, a lot of us, and I could even say this for like sort of the planet even, everybody's sort of looking at where is it that they really want to be? Where is it that they really want to, like, who are they? What are we passionate about? What turns us on? What inspires us? What is the life that we're living? Do we have enough? Are we creating enough? Where do we want to be? How do we want to fit in our world, right? And this is about like sort of making those changes and those movements, whether we choose to or not, right? Some of us are consciously choosing to move ourselves. Some of us might be struggling against it, going, no, I don't want to lose this. This is all I've got. But we're being pushed out because change is coming. Like, it doesn't matter. So stop fighting it and let it like flow with it. Let the universe carry you to somewhere that's better suited to you. Even if it feels like you might be giving up something, or you might be building something. Like, I'm just going to use myself as an example. I'm sitting here in Mexico online trying to create a business, and I get fearful that like it's not going to be successful, but I have to get up and I have to do it, and I have to trust the universe that like what's going on in my head, the fears and whatever that's in my head that's saying, no, you're kidding yourself, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I have to like combat that and get in line with the universe and let the universe move me. It moved me all the way to Mexico, because at the time when I thought I wanted to do that, I was ready to do it, and it was exciting, and it was different, and it was new. And I feel like that's what this card is about for most of us. We're trying to find that thing, that joy, that place that we want to be in the world, so that like we're living a life that's worth living. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? And so some of us might find ourselves being forced into that change, but that change, so that change might feel uncomfortable, but it's going to be good. You know, I came down here, but doing this sometimes is uncomfortable for me. You know, like getting up and making the effort is hard sometimes because I feel awkward or vulnerable or whatever, but I have to do it, or else I'm going to I'm going to miss the boat, kind of thing. And so that's what I feel like this card is for a lot of us right now. And so over the next year or two, I think we're going to be seeing shifts in our lives, big shifts, or either big shifts or smaller shifts here and there that create even larger shifts that sort of really change who we are and where we fit in our world. And we're going to find that we're going to be fitting a whole lot better in our world. And the only reason why I say that is because we have this Two of Wands card here, which is purity. And this card is like Wands is a spiritual card, right? And it's one of the more vague cards of the deck. And when I think about like mediumship and spirit, angels, ooh, the camera just got really bright when I said angels. On YouTube. When I think about spirits and angels and that sort of thing, this card kind of brings that forward. The candle, the window, it's just this sort of like very spiritual card. And I feel like this change, these emotions, the hardships that we've gone through in this first card, which is the foundation of our lives and the experiences of who we are, and now the change of where we want to be and what feels good and feels right for us in an abundant sort of material world, and going after that or allowing ourselves to be carried towards that is all part of our spirit's plan for us. Does that make sense? And so this purity, this spiritual card on the end here reminds us to check in with our spirit and what's pure and what's real with us, what really matters to us, and to try and remember that that part of us is probably the most important part of all of this, right? It's the part that we can't see. It's the part that's not necessarily acknowledged by society. It's the part that's sort of hidden away from us. But you know what? Once we find it, it's the biggest gift we can ever give ourselves. And so I think that it's in the background doing all of this work to bring us closer to where we want to be and who we want to be and how we want to be, and to really feel that and own that. Right? We've felt it and owned it a lot already through this Sage of Cups card, but it's been at more base levels of like, emotional struggle, strife, that sort of stuff. We're going to experience some of that in this change card. Some of us are going to roll with the change easier. Some of us are going to fight against it. But those of us that realize that the change is needed and start to roll with it and trust it and have faith in this card, this spirit card, have faith in our own spirit, because that's what I'm doing right now. I meditate every night and I talk to my spirit and I go, please carry me, guide me. Please don't let my fear stop me. Please don't let my mind get in my way. I've gotten myself to this point, but I want to go further. I want to be better. I want to be inspired. I want to be like, I want to live, you know what I mean? To really live. I want there to be purpose for why I'm here. And so I feel like that's what this card is about. And when we focus on that, it's going to make this change that we're going through and this fluctuation that we're going through a whole lot easier for us. And this change card to me feels like it's for this group, but it also feels like it's for this planet. There's a lot of change that's happening, and there's a lot of stuff that we're seeing right now that a lot of us know how to deal with or process, or who's right and who's wrong, fighting over politics and religion and all this crazy stuff that I think that, this purity card is about. Like, the fact of the matter is we're all human beings and we all have spirits and souls, and we all, when you really come down to it, and I know this to be a fact deep inside of me, is we all come from the same place. And so hopefully when we start to embrace that and realize that, we get ourselves closer to that, and we get ourselves through that change and through that we get ourselves to a better world, a better life, a better experience, a better interaction, a better understanding of who we are, what we're capable of, what our beauty is, what our strengths are, what our vulnerabilities are, and we're able to embrace all of it, not only within ourselves, but within each other. And wow, what a wonderful world that would be, right? So I'm going to leave that there as our group reading for tonight. Just thoughts to think about. And I'm going to tell you guys, thank you so very much for tuning in, all of you. Please, continue to share the video if you choose to. I would really appreciate it. It helps me to get me out there. If you're interested in booking a full reading, you can feel free to do so. All that information on YouTube is on my About Me page. On Facebook, it should be pinned to this video. Please join the group because I'm now posting live videos from the group only, not from my personal page anymore. Follow the group or the business page and you'll be alerted as to when I go on. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I appreciate each and every one of you because you guys tuning in and staying with me and doing this makes it possible for me to feel like I can actually do this. And this is my dream. And I hope you all can have your dreams too. All right. Love to you all. Have a good night. I'm going to sign off. And hopefully we will do another one of these soon. And hopefully tomorrow is Sunday. So we have our 3-card morning forecast in the morning. So I'll be around in the morning to do that. Because it's Sunday, I'm probably going to do it a little bit later in the morning. Just so that y'all can not have to get up with me at like whatever hour it is that I'm normally at. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, especially Ducky and Angel. I saw that Angel was over here moderating in YouTube a little bit. I really appreciate that. And by the way, as this gets bigger too, if it gets bigger, which I'm praying and hoping that it does, I might need more moderators for help in the rooms just to kind of guide people and explain to them what's going on and stuff. So Ducky and I were talking about that, and as things get maybe more busy, keep in mind if anybody's interested in doing that. I'd be open to discussing that. Send me a message. And please, I love the posts in the group, guys. Like when you tell me about your days or how they match up to the forecast, or if they don't match up to the forecast, I love that stuff. Compare and contrast and talk about energy and talk about how it affects us and all of that sort of stuff. That's what it's there for. All right. I love you guys. Have a good night. And I'll see you in the morning with the forecast. Bye.